Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the new movie, Obsession. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider liking and subscribing. That way I never find myself in a position to use a one-wish willow to try to change my life. Obsession is directed by Curry Barker, who has directed a couple smaller horror movies but has become quite renowned in his YouTube channel. I've heard a lot of good things about this movie, so I knew I had to check it out. So without further ado, let's talk about the 6 things that make a movie great. 1. The plot. The plot of this movie follows the character of Bear. Bear lives a bit of a troubled life. He has lots of anxiety, takes lots of medications, and seems to just be down on his luck and not confident in himself ever. He has a small group of friends who all work at the same music store, and he has a crush on his friend, Nikki. He plans to tell her that he likes her, but can't seem to follow through, so he goes to a store to buy a gift, and instead comes away with what's called a one-wish willow, which is a little stick that apparently will grant you a wish if you break it. After completely missing an opportunity to tell Nikki that he has feelings for her, he decides to say, "I wish Nikki loved me more than anyone else in the world," and breaks the stick. The wish seems to come true as Nikki then becomes obsessed with Bear, and the plot in this movie follows the horror that develops as a result of someone being on a one-track mind obsessed with someone. I really enjoy the plot of this movie. Obviously, the content is extremely dark and disturbing, but it starts with something innocent, a wish that he doesn't think is going to come true, but then does. And so all of the moves and counter moves that come with trying to deal with this wish supposedly coming true make the plot extremely interesting and disturbing to follow. I thought it was very creative, even though it was very dark, and you are on the edge of your seat the entire time. So that was amazing, and for me, plot gets a huge thumbs up. One other thing I want to address with the story of this movie is that there's a lot of speculation going on that this movie might be demonic. And I think that that speculation and interpretation is fair, even though the director himself said it's not demonic. But the fact that there is that discussion going on means that that is something that is felt in this movie. So if you're sensitive to things like that, at least take that into consideration before watching this film. 2 is family friendliness. Obsession is very clearly rated R. There is a lot of profanity, quite a few very disturbing moments, including some moments of extreme blood and gore, and just conceptually the whole movie is very, very dark and disturbing. In addition to that, there is sexual rear male nudity, and there is non-sexual full frontal female nudity. Not family friendly whatsoever. Family friendliness gets a huge thumbs down. 3 is acting and script. This movie has a very small cast, but the acting is superb. But there is very clearly a standout performance in this movie, and that is from Indy Navarrete. Her performance in this movie was some of the best acting that I've seen in a very long time. Her range in scenes from moment to moment was outstanding. It was incredible, and it made the entire movie. And the script of this movie was very well written. I think there were a couple moments written into the movie to benefit the film itself instead of being more realistic, but the movie's got a movie. And overall, the acting and script of this movie kept you fully in the film and were superbly done. So for me, acting and script get a thumbs up. 4 is character development. Though there are a handful of characters in this movie, the real arc that we get to see is with Bear. Obviously, a lot of things start shifting in his life as this wish becomes true, and he has to start navigating his own personal moral compass as these things happen. And the journey that he goes on while discovering those things is another reason why this movie is so good. However, there does come a point in the movie where there's a fork in the road for Bear, and there's a clear and conscious decision on which direction he goes. And personally, I think that decision that he made the film darker but less enjoyable. I think that if he would have gone the other direction, the film still would have been very dark, but personally I would have found more enjoyment in the movie and found it even more tragic. But that decision completely changed the direction of the film in my opinion, and I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. His character arc was handled very well, and it was a hinging point in the movie, and all the characters around him are complemented well throughout the film. So for me, character development gets a thumbs up. 5 is visuals and CGI. There are some things visually in this movie that are very, very disturbing. And the thing that I enjoyed most about this movie is that there are only maybe 1 or 2 jump scares, but everything else about the film is just naturally creepy. The lighting is fantastic and it benefits the creepiness of this film. And the sound design in some of these scenes paired with Indy's acting make for very, very effective visual changes. And personally, I thought that was amazing. amazing. So for me, visuals and CGI, I get a thumbs up. And 6 is rewatchability. Obsession is an hour and 49 minutes long, and honestly, I didn't even think about the runtime while watching this movie. You are so entrenched in the idea of what's going on behind this extremely creative film that you don't care how long it is. The story being told is interesting enough to carry you throughout the entire film. Obviously, even though you are completely absorbed in what you are watching is extremely disturbing. And for me personally, that affects rewatchability quite a bit. This was an extremely well thought out and intelligent horror film, but I would definitely think twice about watching it again simply because of how disturbing it is. So for me, rewatchability gets a 50-50. With all these areas considered, I have to give Obsession an 8 out of 10. Despite a couple creative decisions I thought would have been better enjoyed a different way, this was an absolutely fantastic horror film that was extremely well written, well thought out, and disturbing. And the cherry on top for this film was an Oscar-worthy performance from Indy Navarrete. I guarantee you we're going to see her in a lot more movies moving forward because that was one of the best performances that I have seen. So be on the lookout for her and cheer her on because she's great. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen Obsession, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your love and support, and I'll catch you guys and gals in the next one.